I am with How To Taxes, and I'm here to help you prepare your Form 1040 SR when you have Form SSA 1099 income and have enough interest income that you need to file a Schedule B. The scenario for this video is that you are single, you have pension income, tax-exempt interest income, taxable interest income, and Social Security income. To use Form 1040 SR, you must be born before January 2, 1959, and there is no tax benefit to use in this form, and use the same instructions that you would if you filed Form 1040. At the top of the form, put your first name, middle initial, and last name, your Social Security number, your address. Under the filing status section, check the box that you are single, answer the question regarding digital assets, and under the standard deductions section, check the box that you were born before January 2, 1959. In our example, you had tax-exempt interest of $5,000. Place this amount on line 2A. You also had taxable interest of $5,000. Since it is more than $1,500, you need to complete Schedule B. At the top of Schedule B, put your name and Social Security number. In Part 1, list the name of your payer, which is ABC Bank in our example, and place $5,000 next to it. Carry this amount down to line 2 and 4. In Part 3, answer the questions regarding foreign accounts. In our example, the answers are no. Carry the amount from line 4 of Schedule B to line 2B on your Form 1040 SR. On line 5A and 5B, put your gross distribution and your taxable amount of your pensions. In our example, it is $16,000. You can find the amounts on line 1 and line 2A of your Form 1099-R. On line 6A, put the amount from box 5 of your Form SSA 1099. In our example, it is $15,000. To determine if your Social Security income is taxable, you will add half of your Social Security income to all of your other income. If it is over $25,000 and you are single, some of your Social Security income will be taxable. In our example, half of your Social Security income is $7,500. All of your other income is $26,000, and this includes your tax-exempt interest. This equals $33,500. Since this is over $25,000, some of your Social Security income will be taxable. To determine how much, we will complete the Social Security Benefits Worksheet on page 32 of the Form 1040 instructions. On line 1, we will enter the amount from box 5 of your Form SSA 1099, which is $15,000. We will multiply this by 50% for $7,500 on line 2. On line 3, we will combine your income, which is $21,000. On line 4, we will put the amount from line 2A of your Form 1040 SR, which is your tax-exempt interest, which is $5,000. We will combine lines 2, 3, and 4 on line 5 for $33,500. Since we don't have an amount from Schedule 1, line 6 will be left blank. We will subtract line 6 from line 5 for $33,500 on line 7. On line 8, we will enter $25,000 as you are single. On line 9, we will subtract line 8 from line 7 to arrive at $8,500. On line 10, we will enter $9,000 as you are single. On line 11, we will subtract line 10 from line 9. Since it is less than 0, we will put 0 on line 11. On line 12, we will enter the smaller of line 9 or 10, which is $8,500. We'll enter 1/2 of this on line 12, which will be $4,250. And line 14, we'll enter the smaller of line 2 or line 13, which is $4,250. Line 15 will be left blank as we don't have an amount on line 11. On line 16, we will add lines 14 and 15 together to arrive at $4,250. On line 17, we will multiply line 1 by 85%, which is $12,750. Your taxable Social Security benefits are the smaller of lines 16 or 17, which is $42.50. You will enter this on line 6B of your Form 1040 SR. On line 9 of your 1040 SR, we will put your total income, which is $25,250. We will carry that down to line 11, as you do not have an amount from Schedule 1, line 26. On line 12, we will put the larger of your standard or itemized deductions. In our example, your standard deduction will be larger. You can find your standard deduction on the standard deduction chart on page 4 of the Form 1040 SR. Since you are single and you checked one box in the age blindness section, your standard deduction is $15,700. Place that amount on line 12 and carry it down to line 14, as you do not have a qualified business income deduction. On line 15, subtract line 14 from line 11 to arrive at $9,550 for your taxable income. Next, we will calculate your tax using the tax tables that begin on page 65 of the Form 1040 instructions. Since your taxable income is at least $9,550, but less than $9,600, and you are single, your tax is $958. Place that amount on line 16 and carry it down to line 18, 22, and 24, as you don't have any other taxes or credits. Next, we will put your federal income tax withholding from your Form 1099-R. You can find this amount in box 4, which is $1,000 in our example. Put that amount on line 25B and carry it down to line 25D, and again down to line 33, as this is your only payment. Since you have an overpayment on your return, this will go on line 34. In our example, it is $42. If you want the amount refunded to you and not applied to your next year's tax return, put that amount on line 35A. If you want it directly deposited into your bank account, complete lines 35B through D, and the IRS will deposit it into your bank account. If you do not want it deposited into your bank account, cross off lines 35B and D, and the IRS will send you a check. Note that there's a box to the left of line 35A. You would only check this box if you want your refund deposited into more than one bank account. Remember to sign, date, and put your occupation at the bottom of the form. Thank you for watching. I am from How To Taxes. Subscribe for future tax videos.